Hey, everybody, and welcome to Psychic Hour on True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. We are so excited to be here. This is our
Yeah,
first Thursday night event.
our first of many, I'm sure.
Yeah. So here's how it breaks down. We typically do true crime paranormal. We are both professional psychics and have worked in the field for many, many years.
Hmm.
And we decided that we'd really like to do one show a week that is dedicated to the psychic work we do. We know it'll be some of your jam and some of you are here for true crime. So if it's not your jam, that's cool, right? There's plenty of content to go around, but
For sure.
that's what we're doing tonight. So before we get all deep into that, Kristi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's Thursday, which means I got my massage today. So
Nice.
I'm pretty chill.
We'll take it.
Right?
Yeah, very good. Well, my daughter and I spent the afternoon wrapping sage bundles because everything that I will need for Etsy now for, until next, summer really, it has to be done now. So
Oh, sure.
anyway, we wrapped a little more than 100 bundles this afternoon. So if you guys could smell me, man.
Oh man, I can smell you and I'm not in your house, but I
Yeah.
definitely know what that smells like.
Yep, it's intense, but we'll have a lot of sage for Etsy and for our boxes and all that stuff. So it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing some of you guys showing up in the chat. So hi. I don't know.
Welcome.
I don't want to say it wrong. Mawa, Mao, Ma.
Or Maureen.
Oh, maybe. Okay. And Stephanie, welcome, guys. We want you to know we are live streaming from our YouTube page and from our Facebook page. So either
Hmm.
way, if you are commenting, it should show up here through our program. So come and talk to us. It's going to
Yeah.
be a fun show. So Christy and I have been doing psychic radio together now for oh gosh, 10 years.
Hmm. 10 years.
About 10 years. And so we started on Blog Talk, and then we moved over to CBS Radio, and then we moved over to 1 2 Radio, where we were for many, many years. And I'm still at 1 2 Radio. And now we're back together for some more psychic radio fun. So we're
Yes,
super
we
excited to
are.
be
It's
here.
very exciting. I'm glad I haven't done this kind of show in a year.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that we've added this little piece to our true crime paranormal offerings. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I know it's going to be fun. So one of
Yeah.
our most beloved shows in on the Psychic Sisters has always been our marching orders show.
Yes.
So we decided that we would resurrect that one and we'd start there. So so that's where we'll start, and then we'll do a few readings out of the chat room as well. But
Yeah.
uh, marching orders are basically that orders for you guys for the month of October. We'll read them by sign. So tonight I'm pulling cards from the Transformation Tarot, and Christy, you are bringing a crystal suggestion.
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. And see, it's fun this way because forever and ever we did radio. So we'd have to share pictures in the chat room, and so it's fun to do video because we can show you the cards. Christy can show you the crystals. It's going to be fun.
I
So
can. I better slide my box a little closer here.
listen, if
Really.
you guys could see her office and the amount of crystals that are in there, you'd feel
It's
like you
insane.
just walked into a metaphysical shop.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yep.
It's possible I have a little bit of a problem.
We both
But if you
do.
hear a lot of this, it's because I'm digging through as we're talking to decide which stone I'm going to say for each sign. So
Yeah.
because I
But
love
I
them.
don't know if you guys know this about us, but we owned a metaphysical store for 10 years.
We did.
And so, we both amassed an enormous amount of crystals. And in that
Mhm.
time, we used to joke that we would have to dump Christy, tip her over and shake her out on the way out the door every day because she always had a crystal in her pocket.
Oh, dude, I was constantly like, ooh, I think I need that one. I'm pocketing it. It was the greatest thing ever. I have to be careful in those stores now because I have to remember that I'm not the owner of the store anymore. I can't just put stuff in my pocket and walk out. I have to pay now, unlike, 10 years
Yeah,
of not paying.
it's true. We sold that store to a dear friend of ours. And so
Hmm.
it's a place called Healing Hands in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And yeah, it's still going strong and it's kind of fun. It's a legacy that we built.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's so great to see it growing. And, Terry has done so much with it since we
Oh,
left.
yeah,
It's
she's
amazing.
been amazing
Yeah.
for sure. Well, should we dive right in?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to start with Libra since it's still Libra's birthday here
Mm,
for another few weeks, couple of weeks anyway. And
mhm.
Kristi and I, we both have a lot of Libra in our charts.
We sure do. Yeah, I'm a Libra moon.
Yeah. So you're a Sag rising, a Libra
Mhm.
moon, or no, you're
No,
a
I'm a
Sag,
Sag
sorry, a Sag
sun,
sun.
Capricorn rising, and I'm a Libra moon.
Okay. I knew there was some Capricorn in there somewhere. I had it
Yep.
all. I mean, I do know your sun sign, but
I would hope so.
just confused. My sun sign is Cancer, and my rising and my moon are Libra. So,
Hmm.
yeah, lots of Libra up in here. So, happy birthday, Libra.
Yeah.
All righty. Oh, we got a Scorpio in the house. Well, it's almost your birthday. So,
Yeah.
I almost made a joke about Scorpios. Good thing I didn't.
Uh-oh. Well, you live
I
with a lot of
live
them.
I do. My husband and my last kid at home are both Scorpios, so I always say, "Pray for me, y'all."
My son
But
is
I've
also a
only
Scorpio, so.
seen actually, yeah, Scorpios are brilliant. Right. Kristi lives with a Scorpio too,
Mhm.
and they're brilliant. And that's all I have to say about
Oh, they
that.
are.
All right.
They really
Well,
hold a grudge, though. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say
oh
it out
Lord.
loud.
Mhm. Yeah. Do not anger the Scorpio.
Right.
Treat them gently. But if you do, they'll be so freaking loyal that they'll fight for you.
That's true.
Fight someone else.
Mhm.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Oh, we've got more Scorpios. Nice. I would love you guys to all tell us your sun signs. I'm just
Yeah, please
curious.
do.
I'm nosy. I love to know. If I was reading for you or knew you a little better, I'd do my best to intuit it. But
Mhm.
you never know for
Well,
sure.
we have a
There's a
lot of
fly
Scorpios.
in here again.
I
And I'm
know.
really mad now after Mike Pence and the fly last night because I keep having a fly in my office. So get out.
Uh-oh. Glossy Scorpio says they are also a Scorpio. I would hope so, considering
Wow.
that is your username.
Look at this. Yeah. All right, Libra. All right. The card is the Five of Discs. It is releasing stuck energy. Try and give you a good
Ooh.
look. I was afraid that my light ring might cause a little trouble. That's not too bad.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, how does this apply to you, Libras? Releasing stuck energy. I mean, there's the obvious. Oh, here's Patsy. She's a Libra and another
Mhm.
Sag. Okay. All right. I will stop getting distracted. All right. So, Libra for October, I would take that to heart in a few different ways. Releasing stuck energy could mean clearing your space. So, maybe you want to smudge or use some basil or use a singing bowl or whatever way you like to clear space is fine. And if you guys need a tutorial on how to clear space, we could do that as a Thursday night episode.
Oh, yeah,
But
for sure.
really clearing out stuck energy is that. And make sure that you're doing things like you're really going through the clutter. This is a really good month for you to consider some of the extra things like clean out your closet, put your summer stuff away and pull out your winter stuff if you live in that type of climate. uh, Clean out your purse, clean out your car, clean out from under your bed, you know, throw that 6 months of mail away or whatever, but really hit it hard in decluttering. I feel like that for you, Libra, is where you're going to feel so much freer and feel like you have given yourself a big break, is just by really releasing the stuck energy by releasing the stuff.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then, of course, for your body and your mind, your spirit personally, why not have a good sea salt bath and really hold that intention that you're just going to release anything you're holding that you don't want anymore?
For sure.
Yeah. So that's what I've got for Libra.
Okay, so what I have to add to that, Libra, is I'm going to recommend the stone black tourmaline. I'll just hold it up so you can see it. That's a piece of black tourmaline right there. One of the things that is pretty much always the case if you're feeling stuck is that your root chakra is out of balance. You're not grounded. Your energy body's not clearing naturally the way that it should. And so a black stone is a great choice for that. My favorite black stone is black tourmaline. And it's an awesome one. But I think, why don't we do a little quick exercise? I call this energy breathing. And this is a really great way to unstick your energy body. So hold your black stone in your hand when you do this because it's grounding and it will help you to really connect with the energy of the earth. But everybody just close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Now bring your attention to your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. Should be right in the center of your body. If it isn't at the center of your body, when you feel it, just sort of shift it with your hips back into place so that it's in the center of your body. And then I want you to feel the energy from that root chakra flow all the way down your legs to the bottoms of your feet. And we're going to drop your root cords. So 2 cords of energy, one out of the bottom of each foot. These cords can be red energy. Drop those down out of the bottoms of your feet. We're going to drop that energy all the way down to the center of the earth. And there in the center of the earth is the goddess Gaia. She's the spirit of the earth. And we're going to ask her to take hold of those root cords, grounding you and centering you to the energy of the earth. Good. Now we're going to draw that earth's energy up through those root cords, all the way up through the bottoms of your feet and into your root chakra. So now, in order to clear the clutter in your energy body, we're going to do what I call energy breathing, which is to draw that root chakra energy all the way up through your energy body, which is just basically along your spine through the center of your body, up and out the top of your head. So it's like you're breathing in new energy, and then out the top of your head, you're breathing out old. So breathing in new from your root chakra and breathing out old from your crown chakra, which is on the top of your head. So as we breathe in, we're going to draw the energy all the way up to the top of your head. And then as you breathe out, you're going to push it out the crown. Ready? So breathe in, draw it up, and now push out and breathe out. Really good. Do it again. Breathe in and breathe out. So as you're doing this, what you're doing is you're replacing the old energy with the new energy. So the new energy is pushing the old energy up and then out the crown of your head. So anything that's in you that's stuck, energy that's stuck inside of you that needs to be released, will just be naturally pushed out the crown of your head. So let's do it a couple more times. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. And breathe out. Very good. So that is energy breathing. That's a great little practice to do every day. Grounds and centers you, balances your chakras, and it will release stuck energy inside of you. So Libra, it's a great practice for you right now. But really, it's a great practice for everybody to do every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. We all needed that.
I know,
Libra
I needed
and
it.
everyone. Yeah, that felt good to me too. Good. I'm seeing we have some Libras in the house. We've got some Virgos and some Caps.
Yeah.
And Stephanie says she's
Yay,
an
I'm a
Aquarius.
Sag.
Yeah. Stephanie says she's an Aquarius and we are supposed to be living angels on Earth. Have you ever heard this?
Oh man,
I have heard
do not let Rhonda hear that. She'll never let me live it down. My wife is an
happens to
Aquarius.
be an Aquarius. Yep. So we'll never live this down. But I actually heard that recently, Stephanie. Yeah.
I like
We
that.
have a
I think it's true.
Taurus. RJ is a Cancer, so my people are here. Okay. I love it, you guys. Thank you so much. That's so fun. We have a lot of Scorpios tonight.
We do. That's really cool.
Because it's almost their birthday and they're just partying.
Right.
Okay. All righty. Well, Scorpio, you're up, in fact. So, all right. The card is Temperance. Integrating polarities. So I'm going to show you.
Okay.
These are beautiful, beautiful cards, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
They really are. All right. So, Scorpio, what does that mean for you this month? Integrating polarities. So, polarities essentially are opposites. I feel like, at least for my Scorpios in the US, this has a lot to do with the tumult in the US and the.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, and just the actual polarity, right? I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you this month, Scorpio, that you're going to have to find a way to lay your hammer down and cooperate with people that maybe you're actually a little frustrated with currently, or don't align with right now, that it's going to be important for you, particularly at work and in your neighborhood, to be the person that bridges the gap and looks beyond some of that other stuff. So that's what comes up for me a lot. The other part of that is looking at some of the other polarities. Like Scorpio, you tend to push yourselves awfully hard and then have a hard time finding time for great self-care. So let's consider the polarities of activity versus rest, And then just the basic self-care of making sure you're getting enough water, that you're eating food that your body resonates well with. I won't tell you what that is. You know what that
Right.
is.
Mhm.
But I think all in all, this is a good month to seek balance in relationships and also in the way you're taking care of yourself.
Awesome. So to go along with that, then the stone that I picked for Scorpio is, I don't know if you can see these very well because of my light, but this is a piece of Tibetan quartz. And so Tibetan quartz is a clear quartz that has black inclusions in it. And it is my favorite stone
There
for
you go.
balancing the top and the bottom of the energy body. So it balances the root and the crown. And that's what we're talking about with polarity, is that you want both ends of the energy body to align. When one is out, so is the other. That's just kind of how the energy system works. And so carrying a piece of Tibetan quartz is a great way. One of the things that you can do is just do a little bit of a breath meditation. So hold this stone in your hands, hold it to your heart, wherever feels good to you, and then do a meditation where you sit quietly and just focus on your breath. And so you listen to yourself, breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. And you can count your breaths, you can breathe in 4, breathe out 8, that kind of thing. But the point is to get you reconnected with your body, because Scorpios definitely have a tendency to get ungrounded and to really get in their heads. And then your crown
Mhm.
chakra will get overactive, and then your emotions will kind of get out of control, and your brain never shuts up, so you can't rest. So this is a great way to reconnect with your body and bring balance back into yourself. So hold your piece of Tibetan quartz and do some breath meditations. Just pay attention to your breathing. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything special. Just, breathing is so automatic, we sort of forget we're even doing it. And so it's a
Mhm.
great way to bring yourself back into your body, is to focus on your breathing.
Awesome. That is super good advice. Tina says her daughter has a baby boy due on the 24th. So he'll be a
Oh,
little Scorpio if he arrives on his due date.
yes, he
How
will. How
exciting. Or he'll be pretty
fun.
close to the cusp. Yeah.
Yeah. Could
Oh,
be a Libra.
Tina.
You never know.
Yeah. Congrats. How exciting. All right. Sagittarius, you are up. The card is the Fool.
Mm,
How does that work for you guys? Because Sagittarius is no fool.
mm,
We know this. So the message of the card is innocence or ignorance.
mhm, mhm.
Here's where it's at for me right now, Sag. You guys you have such an inherent gift of detecting deceit. Sagittarians are just built in lie detectors. And I feel like what's really happening for you right now this month is that you cannot tolerate any level of deceit around you,
Yeah.
whether it's coming from work, and work comes up strong for me this month. I'm going to really counsel you, Sag, to be very careful who you are associating with a lot at work right now, who you are spending your time with, and definitely who you are confiding in. Be really careful and aware, because I do feel like there is a little bit of deceit around you. So be aware and be bold enough and brave enough to ask questions. You're usually very good at that. So use your voice right now. The other part of that, Sagittarius, is I feel like you have other people really looking to you to help them figure out what to do with themselves right now. You've got struggling people in your world that are looking to you for some, not just guidance, but just for some balance, for some sanity. And
Mhm.
so I feel like that's something that you need to recognize and remember, that you do bring that to the table, and you have people just kind of watching you right now to be the adult in the room, which you're super good at. You were good at it when you were like 3. You
That's very
you've
true.
always been good at it.
Mhm.
So just know that this month, yeah, that's what you can exercise your gifts that way a lot this month.
So then to go with that, Sag, I chose aquamarine. Sorry, everything's backwards in the camera, so I can't tell. This is a piece of aquamarine. I know on the camera it looks clear, but it's not. It's actually very pale blue. Aquamarine is a great stone for balancing the throat chakra. And I feel like, I know for me, because I am a Sag, I have to work on balancing my very sharp tongue, especially when I feel like I'm being lied to, when I feel like situations are not fair or not right. And you definitely have to trust yourself and listen, but you also need to be careful about the way that you're communicating, making sure that you don't make a situation worse with your mouth. Trust me, I know, I've done it. So this is a great stone to actually meditate with on your throat chakra. So lay down, put this stone on your throat, put your hand over it, and just spend a little time. You can do a breath meditation with this one as well, and just connect with the energy of that stone to help balance your throat so that during a time of irritation and frustration that you don't make your situation worse with your words.
Super good advice. Our mama was a Sag. I'll tell you what, she used her voice in a
Yes, she
powerful way.
did.
Yeah. She was a school teacher. And one time, one of her principals told her how intimidated he was by her. And she was dumbfounded. And she came home and said, "Can you believe that he thinks I'm intimidating?" And we were all like, "Oh,
Mhm.
yeah."
She was really
had
mad.
no idea.
We were like, yeah, we can see that.
"Oh, we're terrified of you." No, she was an amazing person, but
She
that's
was,
always made me
yes. I mean,
laugh.
she was not afraid to say what she thought at all, which isn't
Nope.
a bad thing, but you do have to be a little careful about how you temper it.
Mhm.
I definitely still carry that trait.
Yeah, well, but you're always you're good at being able to have tough conversations too,
I am. I think I
whereas some
have,
of us
because
big
I
chickens
have
just
my
can't do
dad's
it.
dad's Capricorn in me that makes me more diplomatic. It's kind of a good combo, I think.
Mhm. Well, speaking of Capricorn, it's the 9 of Cups, mental detour.
Mm, okay.
A couple of things for that for you right now, Cap. Part of it, I think, is that I'm going to ask all of my Caps to just really evaluate where you are at right now in your own psyche. Do you need an attitude adjustment? Sometimes Cap is bad for, not bad for, I guess, but known for kind of falling low, kind of falling
Mhm.
low and needing to uplift. And a lot of times, the only person that can do that for a Cap is themselves.
Right.
We can cheerlead for Capricorn all we want, but you have to cheerlead for yourself. So I'm going to ask you, Capricorn, to evaluate a few things. How are you spending your time? What kind of media are you consuming? Where are most of your thoughts going? And if these are places and things that are bringing you distress and upset or just completely draining you, I'm going to really recommend that you look for some other ways to spend your time. I think that right now, for you, some happy distractions would be brilliant. Whether
Mhm.
that's, watching funny movies or listening to great podcasts. I mean, here you are. But,
Mhm.
doing things that just make you feel good. I think you need more of that right now. I feel like this might be a good time for you to evaluate how busy you are and if that's really working out for you and maybe make some priorities or some changes. But really, I think detoxing from negative stuff right now is really, really important for you. I think you're more burned out and fried than you even realize.
Mhm. Mhm. That's true. Well, and I also feel like for Capricorns that you've lost connection with yourself and you've lost connection with your
Mhm.
intuition. There's been a loss of trust. And so what I chose for you actually is two stones. It is amethyst and citrine. Oh, it's better if I just hold them right here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's better.
that's perfect.
You can actually see them. Okay. So amethyst and citrine. So amethyst balances the third eye, citrine balances the solar plexus. The solar plexus and the third eye are connected. So the more you trust yourself, the more you trust your intuition, the more you trust your intuition, the more you trust yourself. It's just a cycle. And I feel like for Capricorns that you've kind of lost that you may have kind of been led astray or just feel like things were outside of your control. And so you've lost touch with trusting yourself about your choices for yourself. And so you're grasping. So now is a really important time to do a little meditation. Put the amethyst on your third eye, put the citrine on your solar plexus, and then start with a breath meditation so that you can kind of slow your mind. And then I want you to take yourself on a little trip, take a little walk in your mind's eye down a path to a place where you're all by yourself and alone and safe. And then really start asking yourself some questions about, am I doing what I want? Am I in the place I want to be in? How do I really feel about my current situation? And I feel like if you do that little exercise with these stones, you're going to find some answers that may actually cause you to make some changes in your life, but it will really help you to reconnect with the messages that I think are really like beating you over the head and you're not hearing them.
Good. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome advice for Cap. I know some Caps in my world that need it.
Yeah.
Just kind of where Cap's been. Well, we're going to move on to, our Earth Angels, Aquarius.
Right?
So I almost said God's favorite, but that's Cancers. So sorry.
Well, is it though? Is
Ask any Cancer and they'll tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
All righty. This is the 10 of Swords. The message on the card is leaving the story.
Mm.
You guys seeing a trend tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Real trend here and really letting go.
Yeah.
So leaving the story, what does that mean for you, Aquarius? I think it means a few different things. I could really see my Aquarians this month really put the brakes on some toxic friendships.
Mm.
I really see this coming up more than anything in friendships and hobbies, interestingly, but we'll get there. But
Mm-hmm.
friendships, relationships that are doing nothing but drag you down or drain you, friendships that are one-sided, that you feel like you are always the one doing the work, that you're always the one apologizing, that you're always the one, making the plans, figuring things out. I feel like Aquarius, you're kind of over it. And I could see you maybe not end friendships, though some of you will, but also just kind of step back from some things that just they're not really serving you anymore and not making your heart sing. The challenge with that for you, Aquarius, is the guilt. And so, really, we're recognizing that, sometimes some people are in your life for the time that they need to be there. And it's okay for you to choose you and let go of some stuff that isn't great for you. It's totally okay. Now, why does this come up for me in hobbies? It does because I feel like some things that you used to love, that you used to maybe collect, or some things like art that you used to do, things like that, that you're not into it anymore. And that you've held on to a lot of stuff because it was your jam, it was your thing, and it's not anymore. And this is a good month for you to decide what you want to do. Don't keep holding on to old stuff because it was something you used to care about. And I think this month you'll see yourself going, I don't even like doing that anymore. And maybe getting rid of some things, selling some things, recycling, donating, whatever, but just kind of clearing the way for some new stuff. And which is exciting because I really think what's going to happen is November, December, and really January, you're going to have some new creative energy that steers you in a different direction. I mean, Aquarians are always creative, they've always got something going on. Uh, Something new, I think, is coming in for you. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I like it. So the stone that I chose for Aquarians is carnelian agate. Carnelian agate is a sacral chakra stone. It is definitely a stone of creativity and reigniting your creativity, but it's also a stone of emotional expression because that's what creativity is we use our creativity to express ourselves emotionally in the world. And it seems to me that there's a lot of expression that needs to happen here, some of it a release and clearing and some of it a reigniting. And this is a great stone. I cannot get that right. This is a great stone to support that in you. And so this is a good stone to hold while you prepare to have a conversation with somebody where you really need to express yourself and your emotions, even to have it, keep it in your pocket and hold it in your hand when you have the conversation. It's a great stone to use when you're working on developing something new creatively, to sit with you, next to you on your desk or in your hand, to have present with you when you're working on creative stuff as well. So I do feel like the energy of carnelian agate will support you in this time of maybe voicing some things that are a little hard to say and in seeking out some new creative outlets.
Yeah. I love that. Wonderful.
Yeah, carnelian
I
agate, one of
love
my favorite stones on the whole planet. Although
it too.
I could literally say that about every stone I talk about. So don't
Mhm.
take that too seriously.
All right. Well, yeah, I hear you there. I'm just thrown by the card here. So,
Oh,
so on Pisces, Now, I promise you guys, this is a 72 card deck, and I promise I have been shuffling in between every I was going to say hand. We're not playing poker.
You
Hello.
know, every
But in
card.
between every sign. Yeah. And I did shuffle. But what I pulled for Pisces was temperance,
Ah,
integrating polarities, which was the same card that we pulled for Scorpio.
interesting.
So
Interesting.
lots of watery energy needs to pay attention to polarities.
Yeah.
So
It's not
Pisces is.
unusual for this to happen. We've found before that,
Mhm.
there's generally a theme to this when we do this kind of a reading show, that there's a theme.
Yeah, interesting how often that comes up.
Yeah.
So, Pisces, how it really relates for you. I feel like with you, this is more about home than it is about work. Whereas I
Mm.
felt a little differently for Scorpio, but I
Mhm.
feel like for Pisces right now, balancing your home, the people who live there, their likes and dislikes, their level of clean versus dirty, their level of, what the people you live with, how they live and how you live, and finding a way to balance that in a way that works for everybody. I suspect that we're going to see a few pretty good blowouts in Pisces homes this in October, or potential for it while we're trying to get some balance going. So you can be a little proactive with this, just in noticing where something might be brewing. And Pisces, you're going to have to be careful to not be too reactive. I think that's going to be really important for you. The other part of that, Pisces, is that I feel like you need to find your balance in how much time you're spending with electronics, with with electronics versus time that you're giving yourself outside, or in meditation. I feel like you're finding yourself pretty worn out, and it's because there is always a device in your hand or in your face. And so
Mm.
be really careful about sitting on the sides here and there, giving yourself an opportunity to do things besides stuff like that. Just recognize your level of screen burnout and get some balance there. And
Nice.
some really, really good outside time, like a hot springs or a hike or something like that this month would be amazing for
If you're lucky and
Pisces.
live where we do, and you can go to those 2 things in, 30
Yeah,
minutes or less.
it's true. That's easy for me to throw out, but yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Idaho is super volcanic, especially the part of Idaho that we live in. So
Yeah.
there are hot springs all around us.
Mhm. Yeah, we're pretty spoiled that way, that's
We
for
are.
sure.
We
But we
are.
also live near the Yellowstone supervolcano, so there's a trade-off.
There is a trade-off, yeah. If that volcano goes, so do we. Okay, so for Pisces, on a better note, the stone I picked for you then I'm gonna try to, maybe you can see it. This is tourmalinated quartz, and so it's clear quartz that has black tourmaline included in it, and it's quite similar to the Tibetan quartz that I talked about for Scorpio. But I would say that for you, Pisces, one of the things you could do is get some tourmalinated quartz, or get some clear quartz and some black tourmaline, and put it over the doors in your house, particularly the entrances, to help find balance in your house. One of the great things about these stones is that they help to clear and ground the energy as it comes and goes from your home. And so you can do it in the windows as well, but particularly above the entrances. Put some black tourmaline and some clear quartz, and I think you'll notice that the energy in your home really shifts, and that your energy in your home shifts. That when you walk through that energy field as you walk in your house, it will help to clear whatever you're bringing home with you, in order to bring some balance and feel better when you're at home, rather than dragging stuff from work and things like that home with you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, let's get a card here for Aries. I almost skipped you, Aries. I went straight to Taurus.
What?
And I knew it was wrong before it came out of my mouth. Aries. Okay. Oh, Aries. It is the Three of Swords. The card is moving towards freedom.
Mm.
That interests me this month because I do have some Aries that I feel like are very, very close to initiating big change.
Oh.
I have some Aries that I feel like this is a month that I could see Aries absolutely change jobs or get some better boundaries with work. Like I could see some of my Aries maybe go to part time or give themselves an opportunity to shift away in some other capacity from things that are tying them down. I could see Aries make a plan to move from a bigger house into a smaller house or a more expensive rental to a cheaper rental or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Aries is really, really tired of being beholden to money and having all of their time taken by things like jobs and the things they have to do. So Aries,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this month you are feeling pretty restless and ready for change, and I think you'll do it. The other thing I wonder, and things are still pretty COVID-y out, so it's hard to do what you maybe would have done in the past, but I could see Aries start planning a vacation. And maybe you do, knowing that a little down the road or something like that. But Aries has kind of got some wanderlust and needs some change. So even if all you're doing is daydreaming about a vacation, it would be good for you to at least look beyond your four walls. You pretty much have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Very good. Okay. So then the stone that I chose for Aries is, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe, oh yeah, you can see the rainbow. This is rainbow obsidian. So
Oh, yeah, you can.
it's black obsidian that has cooled in a way that there's a rainbow sheen to it. I love this stone for movement because it's grounding, but it also carries all of the other colors of the energy body. So it's grounding you, but it's not keeping you in one place. It's grounding you in a place that allows you to move forward. And so get yourself some rainbow obsidian. You can buy it in a lot of metaphysical stores. This is definitely a pocket stone. This is the kind of stone that you keep in your pocket while you're making your decisions. Alistair, if you really, are going to buy a house, carry a piece of rainbow obsidian with you as you make that plan, because rainbow obsidian really helps you to find home wherever you are and doesn't connect you specifically to one place, but allows the energy of lots of places. So you can feel grounded and safe and centered inside of yourself so that you can move forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what stone did we have for Libra? Do you remember?
Yeah. It was black tourmaline,
Right.
root
Okay.
chakra stone.
Yes. Okay. Alrighty. So moving on to Taurus for reals now. It's the server of swords. Say that 10 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting away illusion.
Man, there's
Ah,
such a theme here.
I know. It's like everybody. If you don't all clean out your closet, I don't know what we're even doing here. If I don't clean out my closet, someone's probably going to kill me around here. But
Mm,
anyway, what does this mean for Taurus? Taurus, you are a lifetime learner. You live for truth. You live for education, for facts. And I feel like this month you really fall down the rabbit hole of something that you're learning. I could really see you doing a lot of research, a lot of learning. I could even see you taking maybe an online class or something. But I do really feel like this is an opportunity for you to, this month, really explore that part of you. I keep seeing like genealogy. I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of our Tauruses kind of dive into their own family history, their own
mm,
ancestry, and
mhm.
really start digging into that part of themselves, which I think is kind of fun. And so, I could see you guys just doing a lot of research online, reading specific books or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be exactly that, of course, but I just keep having an image of like pages of genealogy and thinking, oh, that's the bigger meaning behind that for you, Taurus, is, and if that's the way you're feeling, is that you may be feeling a little call here to connect to your roots and learn a little bit more about them. So, and of course, if you don't know, maybe consider having your DNA done to really
Mm,
give you a better look. That's
mhm.
always kind of fun and interesting. We learned that we are Neanderthals, so
We
there's that.
certainly did.
We'll take it. It explains our body types a lot,
It
but
really does. Mhm.
I digress. Anyway,
We don't
But
really have the
that,
brow ridge, but you know.
yeah. The flip side of that for you, Taurus, is that you're not going to be able to tolerate mistruths and alternative facts, or stuff that you're reading or seeing online. I would guess that Taurus takes a bit of a break from social media this month because they
Mm,
just cannot stand all of the back and forth and seeing things that are potentially not even true. And I suspect that we'll see Taurus take a step back, and maybe not completely, but
mhm.
by and large, because it's just too much for you right
Sure.
now. But you're busy. You've got a book in your face. That's what you're
Right.
doing. So
Yeah.
I like that, Taurus, a lot, actually.
Well, and to go along with that, Taurus, I chose for you, if I hold it back here, maybe you can see it, Amazonite.
Nice.
Amazonite is a throat chakra stone, but really it is a stone of discernment. So this is a stone that helps you discern truth from lies, truth from deception. It also helps you to discern truth inside of yourself if you're deceiving yourself. So as you're going through this process, Amazonite is a great stone to keep with you to help you to feel the truth of things. I like to hold Amazonite and ask a question, and I feel like I will feel the answer pretty easily. It you can ask a yes or no question, and you'll notice that the stone will respond to a yes, like it'll warm up or it'll vibrate a little bit, and it'll feel like really discern things as you're studying and learning. And if you do research your own family history, and we all know that there's lots of uh, deception in family histories, and so this is just good opportunity to find the truth.
Boy, we have some.
Yeah, we do.
Our aunts and great aunts that were, at the age of marrying in like the 30s and 40s ish.
Mhm.
I we learned much later that many of them, the dates of when they got married versus the dates of when their first baby were born, were altered so as not to seem like they were potentially pregnant when they got married. There's so much of that in family history.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. And that's not even mentioning the polygamy, but that's just another
Oh boy,
conversation for
that's
another
a
day.
whole other show. We grew up Mormon, you guys, if you didn't know, and so there's a whole other story there. But
Right, that's a whole show. Yeah. Okay. Gemini. I It's the devil card.
mm,
So that's not a bad thing. Sometimes in
no,
tarot and like in decks like this, you get the wild cards and you go, "Oh my god." Not really. The
no.
devil card. The message is separation from source.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm. So for you right now, or from the source, for you right now, Gemini, I feel like it's really getting clear about what your core values are. I feel like this month you actually feel a little bit less sure of what you believe than you have in the past. I could see Gemini really questioning their religion of birth, or other values that were, taught to you as a kid, core beliefs, core values. I feel like
Mhm,
Gemini, you're really kind of figuring out that who you really are, or what you really believe, is different than maybe what your family had taught you, or what your family believes currently. That you're your own little being over here, right? And I
mhm,
think that this is a good opportunity for you to A, forgive yourself for being different and celebrate it instead, and B, really start looking at what do you believe? And can you be comfortable with not knowing? I think the older we get, the more we have to find a way to become comfortable with not having all of the answers. And I think Gemini, that might even be a bit of it. That might be, a part of it for you this month. But separation from source, that's kind of an interesting. I don't see any big shift. Like, I don't think you're going to march out on your job, or, leave your spouse. I think this is more introspective stuff.
mhm.
Oh, the other thing that's hitting me hard right now for Gemini is dreaming. Pay attention to your dreams. I feel like Geminis are going to have some wild dreaming going on this month, particularly closer to that big full blue moon on Halloween. So it'll be interesting to hear from you guys what's brewing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious about that. So, the stone that I have for you, then, Gemini, and this isn't going to show up very well in the video, but this is Fodden quartz. So, Fodden quartz, if you can kind of see, there's a line down the center of it. It has a gas line in it. Fodden quartz is particularly used for making connections. This is a huge piece of Fodden quartz that I really lucked into. Most pieces of Fodden quartz are much smaller, but I held up the big one because it's easier to see it on the video. Fodden quartz is a great one to reconnect yourself to your higher self. Regardless of what your religious beliefs are, you have a connection to who you are, not in this body, if that's a part of your beliefs, which I think it is for a lot of people, not everybody, but if you're feeling that disconnection from source, really what you need to do is reconnect back to yourself and to that higher part of you that is the spiritual part of you that is maybe hanging out up here above your crown chakra. So what you do with Fodden quartz is you actually hold it on your heart. You would hold it on your heart with the line pointing up. And then you would do a little meditation, do some breath meditation or the energy breathing that we did at the beginning of the show to really balance and connect yourself. And then reach your energy up from the Fodden quartz all the way up out your crown and make a connection with your higher self. Speak to yourself. Ask yourself, what do you want? What's your next step? That kind of thing, to help you to reconnect with your higher self, because the higher self is always there, but we don't listen all the time. Number one on the list, me. And so making a point to consciously listen to that higher self, that higher part of you that's speaking to you and probably giving you some messages and some, nudges toward where you should go next in your life, making an intentional connection. And now you can do that without a piece of Fodden quartz, but the Fodden does definitely help. So if you can get a piece of Fodden, do. It's
Oh,
literally
yeah.
one of the most useful stones I have in my collection as far as healing stones are concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Reconnecting things, this stone is great for that.
It sure is. Yeah. Hello, Marlene. Nice to see you here. Okay, well, Cancer. It's Cancer's turn. Cancer 2 cards fell out. Actually, it's so funny because I was sitting here looking at this card, thinking about it, and I realized that there was 2 in my hand.
Oh,
So, here's the thing when you're reading cards. If 2 cards come or a card falls out of the deck, you have to look at those.
for sure.
That's the deal. So, Cancer, I'm not favoring you and giving you 2 cards because we're the best of all a game. It's just what happened. So,
Sure.
all
Sure.
right. So, Cancer, the main card I pulled was this. It's a sun card, the radiance of being.
Okay.
Okay. And then the secondary card is the Two of Cups, which is authentic connection. Look how pretty that card is.
Very pretty.
All right. So, how does it apply for you, Cancer? You are typically the ultimate peacemaker. And that could not be more true this week or this month. This week, I guess, maybe especially since that just was said. But really, this month, I feel like there's going to be a lot of that. I feel like you are going to find yourself really needing to be a really bright example for other people of being kind, of being gentle, of being fair. I think it's a really important time for you, Cancer, to really shine your light. Cancer, one of the gifts you have that you might not realize you have is that you are very good at affecting the tone of a room. And you're bright and happy and bubbly, the whole house is, or the whole office is. When you're not, nobody else is either. You pull down the energy of a room just as fast as you bring it up, which isn't always fair, because you shouldn't have to always be in charge of the light like that. But it's kind of what happens for Cancer. And I feel like actually this month, though, the good guidance here is to remember that your frequency matters. Remember that you do affect the energy of other people and the spaces that you are in, and be really mindful of that. And also be balanced, be publicly kind and balanced, and a voice of reason. I think maybe a voice of reason, kind of just in a tumultuous time in general. So shine that light. And I think the divine connections part of that card really is connecting with like-minded people and coming together in that way, which makes me think maybe we should do a healing circle maybe next week on the show.
It's a good idea.
We've done that for years. We used to do healing circles in person, in our store, but we could do a virtual healing circle, and maybe all of us just come together in a space of, healing and balance, and we'll do that. We'll do
I
that.
love that.
So Cancer, really, it's just shine your light. Don't let yourself get drugged down, and be aware of how you're affecting others in the space that you're in.
Mm-hmm. So then for Cancer, what I chose is peach moonstone, because Cancers have a really strong connection to the moon, and I think that's important to just reinforce that right now. But peach moonstone is a stone of self-love. And so Cancers, as you're out there being the peacemaker, you've got to remember to take good care of yourself and really stay connected to you and your needs as well, that you're not just giving without giving yourself back. So this is a great stone to just carry with you. I love peach moonstone as a palm stone. So that's why this piece I have is this shape, is because it's a great stone to carry in your pocket. That's one way to activate the energy of a stone, is just to rub it with your thumb.
Definitely.
We have a couple of questions I thought we should
Yes.
answer.
Yeah.
The quartz I was talking about is Faden. It's Faden. Faden quartz. And honestly, one of my favorite places to buy stones online is on Etsy. There are fantastic, and I can't think of the name of a stone dealer right off the top of my head. But the thing I love about the sellers on Etsy is these are people who genuinely love crystals and stones. And so they're not in it for, just the money. And so you find that the stones on Etsy from the sellers there are legitimately stones. They're not fake. The other place I really love is World of Gaia on eBay. Fantastic stuff. Great quality.
We used to stock our store with World of Gaia.
With World of Gaia. Yeah. And they sell kind of larger quantities of things. And so that's why I say, also take a look at Etsy, because there's some fantastic crystal sellers on Etsy.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Well, Leo, I'm sure we have some bright, shining Leos up in here.
Oh, I bet we do.
Okay. All righty, Leo. The card is the Earth Mother. It's from the Earth Mother section. The card itself is the Queen of Life. There she is, her baby in her tummy, the Queen of Life.
Cool.
Isn't that nice? I feel like, Leo, you're about to birth something. It may be something that you've been working on. I suspect it's something you've been working on for a while. I would really anticipate we're going to see multiple Leos have some kind of shift in employment this month. Positive ones. I would say most of these shifts will probably be in-house, that you're getting some kind of a promotion, or something that you've been working on is getting, elevated in some way. It looks to me like Leo has some really good success this month.
That's awesome.
And I think, Leo, you've been working really, really hard recently, and you're really ready for this. You totally deserve this. That's what I see coming for Leo. It feels like a breath of fresh air, a relief. And so I really love that for you. The other part of that, Leo, is to, sometimes giving birth is painful. And I feel like we could really see Leo maybe go through a little period of grief. Oh, it's our grandma in the house, her grandbaby that's coming. Mama is a Leo. Well, see,
it's very cool.
Leos are having babies this month.
Yeah.
I think some of our Leos will launch businesses, launch websites, launch books, launch good ideas, a lot of it. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, birth can be painful and sometimes trigger some pain and some grief. And so, Leo, if you don't give yourself enough time to rest this month, you're going to regret that, right? Don't let yourself get too run down. Don't let yourself get so burned out that you can't function. Don't. Have good enough boundaries to know when you need to draw the line and get the rest that you need. That's really going to be key. And the last piece of that is knowing when you need to ask for help and do it. You may not be able to eat this whole elephant by yourself.
Yeah.
So get the help that you need to do the things you want to do. But lots of success this month for Leo. I love it.
That's awesome. So for Leo, I chose Ocean Jasper, because I feel like for Leos, you really have to stay connected to your heart. and stay connected to what you really want. If you're making some changes, make sure it's something that you want, not something that you feel obligated to do or pushed into, but it's something you want. So staying connected to your heart and really feeling things and feeling things honestly is really important during this time so that you make the decisions that are what you want them to be.
Nice. Ooh, I love that. I'm happy to hear that for Leo.
Yeah, me too.
We have a lot of Leos in our family.
We sure do.
Okay, well, Virgo, last the best of all the game. So, let's see. And then what we're going to do, we are determined to keep this broadcast at an hour.
Mhm.
So we'll have like 3 or 4 minutes to take a few questions or a few readings from the chat. So if you would like a reading, I'm only going to pick from specific questions tonight so that we can move a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But throw it up in the chat and we'll get to what we can.
And we'll do more on other shows. When we do the marching order show, it just takes the majority of the time.
It does. It almost is an hour all by itself.
Yeah.
Okay. We've also had this card tonight. No big surprise. For Leo, it's the 5 of Discs releasing
Virgo.
stuck energy. Sorry, Virgo. Yeah. 5 of Discs releasing stuck energy. Does anything make Virgo happier than trash bags at the curb? Telling Virgo to declutter and de-junk is like giving them a green light.
Say Virgo and de-junk in the same sentence.
Yeah, basically you're going to empty your kids' entire bedrooms into a dumpster is what's happening. But Virgo, I feel like it's awesome news. Now, Virgo, you probably don't have tons of clutter anyway. Oh, you might. No judgment. I do. I'm not a Virgo, but I do.
Me too.
So
definitely not a Virgo.
No, but I don't have that attention to detail. However, Virgo, I feel like for this month, a lot of it is clearing the energy of your space. If you don't know how to do a space clearing, learn. Maybe that's something good to fall down the rabbit hole with this month, but it is clearing the energy of your space. I also feel like for you, Virgo, one of the things I'm seeing is you letting go of some of the things you've been holding on to that maybe need to go. Like maybe we still have, things that you inherited that you're having a hard time getting rid of, even though they're, not really serving a purpose anymore. Or, maybe you still have, piles and piles and piles, stuffed in a storage or closet somewhere of old things that, are sentimental, but maybe it's really time to let them go. I think that's going to be a lot of what it is for you this month. Letting go of things that aren't really serving you and feeling okay about it. That wedding ring from your last marriage, go sell it, right? That wedding dress that ain't nobody's ever going to wear again, it's okay to let it go. Things like that you just maybe aren't bringing the greatest energy into your world anyway, or that you just they're bringing you guilt. There's a weight of stuff. Stuff carries an enormous weight. So consider what stuff might not be serving you anymore and give yourself permission to let it go. I think that's going to be really important.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so I have a couple of different stones for you because I want to show you 2 different ones in case they're hard to find because I never know. I have so many that. So what I have here, the big one, this is red jasper with hematite included. And this is called tiger iron. This is red tiger iron. So it's red tiger's eye that has hematite in it. And this is red jasper that has tiger eye in it. These are awesome grounding stones. They also help you to feel safe. If you are about to clear out something in your life that maybe is hard to let go of, like Katie was talking about, you need something that's going to ground you and energize you so that you feel good about it. You feel safe in the moment. And so a red stone with hematite included is a great one to go with. And there are lots of them. Tiger iron is generally a pretty easy one to find. And the red jasper with the hematite included is too often. But a stone like that carried in your pocket, used as a palm stone so that you go to let something go that you've been hanging on to for a long time so that you can feel safe and grounded in that moment so that you do it out of a conscious choice and not in a place of fear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. We are just practically out of time. We have Jackie. Wondered if we feel any message for her from her loved ones, please. First timer. Jackie, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, thanks for
Jackie,
joining.
let's tune into that quickly. And I think that's probably all the time we'll have for questions tonight. But of course, we'll be
Probably.
back next Thursday, of course.
Yeah.
You want to take this one?
I'm kind of feeling into her energy. So did you want to see if there was a loved one to come through?
So, Jackie, I have somebody coming in that I'm going to say is a grandma or a great grandma. Really strong feminine energy here. You actually have a lot of women around you. I look at Jackie, she's kind of got like I don't know how to put that. I was going to say trio, but it's more than that. But you have like a little club. How's that? A club
There you go.
of women around you. But this again, grandma or great grandma, not sure, but real grandma energy. I don't feel like in life she was maybe quite this fierce, but in death, she stands between you and other people that she doesn't think have their best interest at heart. Like I would imagine if I went in to do like a healing session with you, I'd have to go through her. I'd have to have her permission because she's quite fierce about you. She tells me that you have had too many instances in life where people did not stand up for you and did not protect you. So this is her job. It's what she's doing. She's absolutely militant about it. So I wanted to ask her if she has any specific message for you tonight. Yeah, she said say no. So I was just asking her, say no. Say no to what? She said you'll know. But basically she's saying say no to things that don't feel right to you. She's telling me that you do things out of guilt too often without standing up for yourself and saying I don't want to do that, that you'll go along with stuff. And she says, say no. So if this is a specific situation, you might know, she says, but I think, by and large, let's take grandma's advice and say no to things that aren't resonating with you.
I love that. Kat, when I tune into your energy body, I have this very sharp pain in my heart. I do feel like you're carrying some old grief that I just feel like you're really ready to let go of. Like there's some old pain here that you don't have to hang on to anymore. I feel like I need to say that to you, that it's okay to let it go. And so I'm just going to help you do that by just releasing a little bit of energy out of your heart chakra. Sometimes we need to make space in our energy body so we can let go. Like if things are packed too tight in there, you can't release them. So I'm just going to clear some of it. I feel like you have a letter to write, and this isn't a letter that you send. This is a letter that you burn. And I feel like you have some things you need to say, some old emotional pain if it's relating to a relationship and it's something that you've carried for a long time. It's a good idea to forgive yourself relating to this situation. And if you feel the need to forgive the other person, do, but don't hold yourself to that. Don't feel like that's what you have to do. This is more about forgiving yourself for hanging on too tightly. And let that go. Write the letter, say the words you need to say, and burn it. And you're going to feel a real lift in your chest. It's not going to feel as heavy as it does feel heavy to me. And I do have a sharp pain. I wonder if you get pains in your heart chakra as well. So I did make some space in there so you can move that energy. So write that letter and burn it and keep on trucking.
Awesome. Very good. She says her nanny is up there and her partner's great grandma too. She says, I always do things to make people happy. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
It's not a personality flaw, but sometimes it does definitely bite you. And that's the goal, is to give you more space. So
Definitely.
Okay, a couple of housekeeping things here. Don't forget that our cemetery tour is coming up this weekend. So
I can't wait.
yes, so we are hitting the road bright and early Saturday morning. We're going to several different really cool old cemeteries in Idaho. We're going to show you guys some really cool stuff. We're going to share some stories with you about the people that are buried there. Some of them are true crime related and some of them aren't. It's a pretty good mix, I think. We are going to take you on a little virtual tour of the Sacagawea historical. I almost said spiritual. It really is actually, but the Sacagawea Historical Center in Salmon, Idaho, and that's a very cool place. That'll be a neat experience. So here's how you do it. Pay attention to this page here. Go follow us on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, we'll be sharing TikToks for the both days of the stuff we're doing.
Yep.
And we're True Crime Paranormal on TikTok. And follow us on Facebook, True Crime Paranormal, because
Yep.
we'll be posting on all 3 of those platforms. So we'll be doing live streams as the service out there allows us.
Yeah.
And of course, from our hotel room, we may have to also, you know,
Upload
upload
over the
some things as
Wi-Fi.
well. Yeah, when we actually have Wi-Fi. So I'm glad it's Wi-Fi and not dial-up where we're going.
Yes, me too.
So, and then we just want to make sure you guys know where to find us. And so, Kristi, where can these guys find you to connect?
You know, the easiest way to connect with me is just to find me on Facebook. My fan page is Kristi A. Brower. My name starts with a K and has 2 I's in Kristi. And if you just find me on Facebook, my fan page, that's the best way to connect with me. And if you would like to have a session with me, I can send you a link to schedule with me. So just go message me on Facebook and I will hook you up.
Perfect. And you connect with me with all the things that I do over at katie-weaver.com. You can find book a reading with me there through the hotline that I work on. You can, well, there's a lot of stuff. You can find it all
There you go.
over there. So you guys, thanks so much for joining us. This has been really fun. I'm glad we're doing this. So we'll
Yeah,
be back next Thursday
we
with
certainly will.
this. But of course, we'll be cemeterying it up all weekend long. And I hope you guys can come play along with us a little bit. And of course, we'll be back next week with all of our regular stuff too. So
We sure will.
here we are. So this has been, what did we call this? The Psychic Hour with
Mhm.
True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care, you guys, and have a great night.
Bye, guys.